You live on youtube.com/comic and GameCorp. I am your host, as always, Chad Porto, and joining me is Matthew Hedrick. We're here to review Demon's Crest, and we're stealing footage from World of Long Play. Please don't be mad. we
How
don't
can we be mad at this point? You do it every week.
we don't do capture very well. Matt, let's kick this puppy off with graphics. Of course, this is the SNES, so that means the graphics are going to be some of the choicest in all of gaming. The colors, the structure, the simple elegance, but the complicated creativity makes this one of the better looking games on the SNES by far. Although I will say that the coloring of the main character leaves a little something to be desired, and I really don't think he's all that interesting looking. So I can't go higher than a 4. Matt, what about you?
I think this game looks fantastic. I love the atmosphere of the level design. Everything gives you very spooky, ooky vibes. I'm totally digging this. I'm into this. But I will say that he is not all that interesting. I will say he's very basic, generic for a demon. So for that, I would probably knock it down to a 4 as well.
I would even say that his transformations aren't that spectacular either.
No, they tried to go like a Mega Man route, but it didn't. They weren't like that dynamic.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, don't go the Mega Man route, because I will never give you points for going the Mega Man route with your character designs if you have multiple characters. Sorry. I think that's hacky. Matt, I'm going to let you go first with the sound. How did you feel about the music and or sound effects?
Oh man, the music, I found the music to be great. Like it's this atmosphere they're creating with the game. I found it to be fantastic. All the different a lot of piano in this one. It sounds like a lot of organ. That's what you hear a lot throughout the tracks, and it adds that perfect vibe to this game. And sound effects as well are decent enough, nothing great, but they all work. And I would say solid 4.
I would concur with that observation, Doctor, mostly because I reserve 5s for truly iconic themes. I don't think Dragon's Crest had any music that makes me go, yeah, I'm going to hum that randomly at one point in my day. That's not going to happen. Even Mario, the bane of my existence, still gets kept in my head. So, sorry, Demon's Crest. You do set the ambionic mood, but you just don't set it enough to make it a memorable, stuck in the head type of song. As far as game play goes, I will say that this game is truly effective, although I wouldn't exactly call it the most exciting gameplay. I'm not a big platformer guy, and I do feel like at times the special things that you can turn into, the different monsters, could have played a little bit better. I won't say that it's a bad game whatsoever. It's truly a well-made, well-polished thing. But as far as, just the enjoyment I had while playing with it and the gameplay set itself, I'm not going to go higher than a 4.
Yeah, the game itself plays fine. It's great. It's a solidly designed game. Although the one thing I will say about gameplay is that when there's a lot going on, I notice a lot of slowdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a lot of action's taking place on screen, and that can be a little bit troublesome, especially in a platformer where you have to make a lot of precision movements. But thankfully, this game saves itself, and a lot of the moves you can do can save you from all these issues. So that balances things out for me. So I would say I can't do a 5. It's gonna have to be a 4 again. It's solid, but just not solid enough to be perfect. It's just not.
Now, generally speaking, I'm a big fan of the spooky ookies, demons, Draculas. I don't need to know what kind of Dracula I am to know that I'm a Dracula. That's a butchered line from the Community show. It's not the community. It's just Community. God damn it, Chad. Focus. But for whatever reason, while the ambiance is there, the spook is there, the ook, I would say, is not. So I'm not really going to say I had a lot of fun playing this game. It was good, but I'm never going to come back to it. That's not to take away from its, skillfully made, wonderfully prepared, dynamic gameplay or its spectacular look. It didn't hit right with me for whatever reason, and I'm going to give it a 3. Because that's what fun factor is.
I come from a little bit of a different camp, but the thing is that the result of this game is different for everybody because from what I've heard, there's multiple endings, and I enjoyed playing it and everything, but the experience was like I wanted it to keep going, but it was so short, you
Mm-hmm.
know. It only took me about 45 minutes to play through the whole thing, and I come to find out later that you actually have to find more and more gems and stuff to finish it. And I'm like, well, shit, I wish I would have known where to go or anything. The game leaves it open-ended, which is fine. And it's fun. It's enjoyable for that. And I love exploration, being able to do things. But I kind of wish I would have been able to just have it kind of more linear. I would have had more fun just exploring and being able to get everything as I go. I commend them for the idea, but I wish it would just have gone a different direction. So for that, I think I'm going to go stick with a 3 too.
All right.
I can't do it. I can't go 4.
As far as challenge goes, this is part of the Ghost and Goblins, Ghost and Ghouls timeline of games. And, I've played some Ghost and Goblins and some Ghost and Ghouls, but I would say mostly that this is far easier. But
God, yes.
But I don't think that's an insult. Because I think the Ghosts and
No.
Goblins, Ghosts and Ghouls fucking nonsense is a little too ridiculous. I don't think video games need to be that mean.
There's better balance here, for sure.
Much better balance. That said, I wasn't really feeling, I felt that the challenge was more tedious and repetitive than it was fun and engaging. Like Castlevania Symphony Night is kind of one of those games that makes you go, yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked, but also fuck you, I'm coming back for more. This, I'm kind of like, all right, I guess that was a thing. So I'm not going to go nearly as high with this game in terms of the challenge. I'm going to give it a 3. It's definitely something that if it strikes you, you're going to want to finish, but it may not strike you in the way that you think it should. So I'll go with a 3.
I think one of the biggest issues with challenge as far as this game goes, as hard as it wants to be, in many ways, it's easily exploitable. There's like the moves you get can make this game a complete breeze. Like the flying mechanic in here, it is so easy to just spam it and get past everything that almost renders any hazard completely pointless, no matter what power-ups you have. So that kind of, for me, bottoms out the challenge a little bit. And don't get me wrong, it's still fair and it's completely beatable and everything, but I think you should limit some things to be more precise jumps instead of just you can hover forever, because then you're kind of cheating in a sense. So I would appreciate it a slight bit more in that department. But that being said, it was still really good, honestly, for me. I think I'm going to go actually higher. I might hit a 4 on this one, as much as I didn't like certain parts.
Fair enough. That means the final score of the game, as soon as I get the right fucking button, is... That's not right. I hit too many zeros at a certain point.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that wasn't good. It's an 18.5. That gives us a 74%, which is good enough for a recommendation. So, there you go. You did just enough, kid. Good job. Matt, we're done. We're going to download our podcast. It's going to be in the link down below. Go to realnerdcorp.com, realnerdcorp.com. Did I spell that right?
I hope you did, because I can't verify.
realnerdcorp.com. We're also on Twitter at nerdcorp. Matt, what are your personals?
You can find me on Twitch at mnerdcorp, same handle on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at ChadNerdcorp, ChadNerdcorp, and on the Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. For Matthew Hedrick, I'm Chad Porto. Download the link below, because we're going to talk about some more video games and movies and stuff for the podcast. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. We'll see you later.